Hey folks, Rene Enriquez. Welcome to Uncensored. We're going to continue with the Danny Boy Pina call and the Colorado case. They have shifted this conversation from Colorado exporting narcotics out there and taking over part of that territory to South Central and Pacas. I've since been researching and was enlightened by a well-known expert that the individual from Rockwood they're speaking of is Dopey, who was in that area in Pacas. In fact, he was hooked up with Jose Loza, cartoon from Cantaranas, and the individual from Pacas they're talking about is Solo Dominguez, right? Uh, Jose Loza killed him, and Dopey was there at the same time when this occurred. So uh, they're making a push to take over this territory, and you're seeing part of the all. Like I said, all this is incestuous, right? They're taking over territories. They're making people bad. Jose Loza's losing part of his influence in that area. Dopey's losing part of his influence after the politics start flying. So let's run this call and let's hear what they say.
Happened already, man. You know. So
Yeah.
now that guy he ain't got no more protection on him.
Okay.
You know. So
Sí.
I wanted to bring that, man, because before somebody else goes down there and tries to,
Sí.
poking as to where this guy was at, and I remember what you had mentioned, man. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, let's see what happens. Look, the thing is let's just try to give the gang as good a deal as possible so that we can swing that business this way. You know?
Okay. Sí.
And then make sure that, the stuff is good so that we can get them back because we want to trail that all the way back up there. So we want to get our hands on that guy and what's going on up there. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I kind of told the homie. I told him, mira, te voy a pasar el jale. Whatever was paid for it, just return that back. Any profit, I really don't care about the profit. The only thing I ask is just make sure you take care of, que te cuide a ti.
Yeah, right.
And I said, just whatever profit, just cut it down the middle between you and the homie, and that's it. I don't want to.
Look, you're in there too because that guy said you can get like 34, 35, 36,000 of that way. That's $10,000
Yeah.
right there. 11, 12,000. You know, just if you picked it off just at one time. But he was talking about breaking one of those down. Breaks one of those down, he's going to make even more. No. You're a part of this, home, so you make sure that you stay on top of what exactly this guy's going to make off each one.
Yeah.
He's going to make after breaking one of those down. We want first off, the first thing that gets paid is what it costs off the top. If that gets covered, boom, boom, boom. And then, who knows, you know what I mean, the way the guy's going to maximize it on that end, you know? And
So this is one of the things that differ in mine and Danny's business models, right? I was a macro manager. Like I let the crews run themselves and I let my drug dealers deal the drugs or whatever they wanted to do. I didn't pay for it. They're giving me part of their proceeds. And that's the way I saw it, right? But here Danny is macro managing. Like he wants I want this route here, I want this, go to this neighborhood here and do this. On the dope specifically. No, when they break it down, this is how much they get, so I want to maximize my returns and profits. When I thought completely opposite, right? I thought these are the guys taking the risks at selling the drugs, at distributing the drugs, and if I'm receiving a portion from each one of them, then I'm okay, right? But here he's not even purchasing the drugs; somebody else is purchasing the drugs, and he's just providing them and having them pay for them, but he wants part of the profit. So he's got an ideal concept, right? Is to be the wellhead that produces the oil, and to take taxes off of that oil. So he's getting it at the well on the pump, right? He's getting paid at both ends, which is it's ideal, right? It's kind of a simple mob tactic, and what you see in the taxation program, where they sell you dope and then they tax part of your proceeds. That's what Danny's doing here, right? So let's run some more of this call and see where it goes.
And I mean, we know that guy wants to make money, but we don't really know how the guy operates. This is what we got to keep an eye on, man. So, we just can't just put it in his hand and let the guy out wild, because we don't, we don't really know too much about this dude, man. I don't know, what kind of character he is and the way he's business dealing, We know already that the guy wanted to shut down his primo and take all that over, And, and we thought that, hey, no, you don't need to do that. Bring the guy on board, man. So, definitely he needs somebody to really keep him focused, And so, in that sense, sure, it would be more vital to bring the guy online than to push the guy to the side. You know?
See.
Look what the guy accomplished already up there, man. So he's obviously doing something right. That's, so, we just still gotta just keep an eye on this guy and see what, so once you ends up that way, or, you want to get all the facts now, man, because the guy, obviously, he knows numbers. In other words, he knows what he can make if he breaks it down, and how is he going to break one of those things down up there? And so he talked about, getting one off and then taking the other one down. So, talk numbers with the dude. Get it, ahead of time. I mean, anything, you're not going to get detail for detail, but just kind of get a general idea about what the guy expects to make, what all comes back.
Yeah, if anything, like he told me if I wanted to head that way, so I could check out what they're doing over there and everything.
Right.
Oh yes.
Okay. And I mean, is it going to take a little while before you're able to go up that way, or what?
I told him whenever they're ready, let me know, and if I'm not available, I'll make myself available.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because this can be a very, very difficult spot. You can do a whole lot less when you get up there. Okay, hey, look, also, I'm supposed to get that number today or tomorrow for that 20, you know what I mean, for the 1K, right? What I'm trying to figure out is this. Is the old man, does he have Jack online?
The old man?
Yeah.
He doesn't, but his partners do. What I can do is I can inquire and
Yes. Find out how much, because look, we paid 28 for one, which is, it shouldn't be that high, right? Because we had to do it right away. Got it out the way, And then the next one that came along was for 26, 20 on the line, and then 6 that got paid off. But we want something that, because these people are going to be coming with a whole lot more. And look, I just want to make sure that we have another source on line just in case there's a delay in 20 and all this, right? So, man, we're looking for something, 22, 23,
So you see Danny searching out deals on I believe it's ounces of black, right? And he's looking for the best price. He's macro managing again, and that's his style. That's what I've seen in his calls. That's his style. He likes to macro manage. He wants to be involved in the finances. He wants to maximize his profit. I mean, like any smart business guy. But this call's so extensive, I'm gonna have to break it up, folks. I'm gonna have to break this call up. Again, I'll bring you the next portion of it during my next recording session. That will be soon. As always, I hope that you enjoyed the interpretation of the call and the breakdown of the players. With that said, folks, I wish you well. Peace out. Stay safe. As always, like, subscribe, and leave a comment.